on the road. So Mackenzie Martin will lead things off against Kiki Malloy. 16-game hitting streak for the starting center fielder, a paltry .450 batting average, 36 hits, 9 doubles, a couple of triples, and 8 home runs to go along with 18 RBI for your leadoff batter. Slugging just south of 1,000 on the year at .913, and has been on base about 56% of the time. First 2 offerings from Western Carolina starter Mackenzie Martin, both wide for balls 1 and 2. Martin will throw the rise ball, has a nice little changeup she'll try to drop in as well. As the 2-0 in there for a called strike. And glad to have you tuned in. Daniel Hooker and our entire ESPN crew with you. From the campus of Western Carolina University, again, nestled in the Great Smokies and Blue Ridge Mountains. Breaking ball on the outside edge will not get the call, and Malloy, who has drawn a dozen walks, looking for the Baker's dozen to try to get the ball started here. Fouled off on the 3-1. Good breaking ball there again. And Malloy with outstanding speed out of the right-hand side. 19 stolen bags on the year. Catamounts would like to keep her off the base paths. Last time she was here, went 2 for 3 with the home run. Pops this one up into shallow center field. Coming in on the run, making a grab is Geraldine Wells to take care of Kiki Malloy.
Batting in the second
on the
position,
F8 flyout.
Number 3, Taylor Pannell.
So 1 up, 1 down for Taylor Pannell. Defensively for Western Carolina, behind starting pitcher Mackenzie Martin, Savannah Baldwin in left field, J.J. Geraldine Wells in center, and Tessa Jewett, who also sees time in the circle, but she's out in right field to start this one. As Pannell stands in and takes a breaking ball in the outside corner for called strike 1. .262 average on the year for the sophomore right fielder. 16 hits, including 7 for extra bases, 4 doubles, a triple, and a couple of home runs on the season with 16 RBI. Carbon copy as Mackenzie Martin paints that one on the outside edge. And a junior right-hander out of Seneca, South Carolina, just a hop, skip, and a jump south from where we sit in western North Carolina. That, of course, Seneca in the upstate of South Carolina has worked ahead of Pannell by a count of 0-2, then try to paint one on the outside edge with a wide brush. Won't get the call. The count's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good idea with the off speed on back-to-back pitches to get the call. Then you go with the fastball. Try to ride it on the outer edge, staying away from these ball hitters, and a swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Taylor Pannell. First strikeout of the ball game. First for Martin. Get another look at this one on the swing and a miss. Ran that one down and in a bit. Good looking pitch by Mackenzie Martin, who picks up her 18th strikeout of the year. And the aforementioned McKenna Gibson, third baseman for the Lady Vols. You'll see a steady diet of breaking pitches and a steady diet on the outside edge, I would imagine. Again, you look at the rest of that defense. Kennedy Stuman at first base, the outstanding freshman Lily Bell at second. Sydney Dirks, Maya McPherson, left side of the diamond with Taylor Waitley back into the battery. With Mackenzie Martin, who falls behind McKenna Gibson now, 2 balls, no strikes. Average just south of 400 on the year for Gibson, 395 overall, 30 base hits, 9 for extras, 5 doubles, 4 home runs, 26 team lead RBI, and that number 3 spot in the lineup. Top 2 in the order have done the job of setting the table. And then McKenna Gibson has been the one to clear it. But she's worked ahead now after the strikeout of Pannell. Gibson has worked the count in her favor at 3 balls, no strikes. And that one on the rise ball rises up a little bit too high, and it'll be a walk. So a 2-out base runner here for the Lady Vols. 15 times this year have the Lady Vols scored in the first inning. And they are 15-0 in those meetings. Laura Mueller, the junior shortstop, .357 average on the year. Everyone in orange hates me throwing out all these stats, I think. But they're true and they're impressive. That's why we do it. Hard to argue facts as a breaking ball. The 0-1 just misses inside. Again, Mueller, .357 average on the year, 15 base hits with 10 for extras, 6 home runs, 3 doubles and a triple. A .905 slugging percentage as, again, 10 over 15 hits have gone for extra bases. A good opportunity here with the runner aboard, and the 1-1 misses low and outside. If you like those numbers, how about this? Tennessee has outscored their opponents in the first 3 innings, 106-18. And that one smacked through the left-hand side. Over to get it is Savannah Baldwin on a good piece of hitting there to inside-out swing. And Mueller will have the game's first base knock, and there's 2 balls aboard with 2 outs here. And Sophia Nugent, the catcher, will be the batter.
Number 7, Sophia Nugent.
All of that to say that Tennessee has done a lot of damage early in ball games, jump on top of opponents. 4 losses on the year, 3 have been to other ranked opponents. Breaking ball, outside edge, missing low for ball 1 to the Volunteer backstop. California native Sophia Nugent, junior, stands in. .269 average on the year, 18 hits, 8 for extras, with 4 doubles and 4 home runs. Knee buckling breaking ball on the outer edge, called a strike, and the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. Outstanding crowd on hand here at the Catamount Softball Complex in Cullowhee. A lot of split allegiances here in the western part of the state. Closer to Knoxville than we are to the state capital of Raleigh. Just 2 hours. If you could go by the way the crow flies, you could be there in probably 45 minutes. But the way the interstate system works, weaves its way through western North Carolina and eastern Tennessee. As that will rise ball up and out of the zone, and the count's 3-1. And a quick conversation here for Taylor Waitley. Got the strikeout of Taylor Panel after they induced the fly ball out of Kiki Malloy, who's again been on base over half the time she stepped in the batter's box this year. So impressive start for Mackenzie Martin, but a walk and a single. And now a 3-ball, 1 strike count to Nugent. Lines this one into left field, coming in Savannah Baldwin, and the Catamounts will tempt fate with a couple of base runners. Bell, Maddie Mintel, and Savannah Baldwin to start things off. Lefty slapper Lily Bell having an outstanding freshman campaign, hitting .419 on the year. 26 hits, 1 for extra bases, it's a double, but has found her way on base right at 46% of the time for the rookie. It was anchored down second base for this Western Carolina squad as well. That one, hard shot left side, but right at McKenna Gibson, who comes up with it, throws on to first in time, and it's a 5-3 ground out, just how you draw it up. There at the hot corner. Bell gave it a little scorching ride, but the veteran McKenna Gibson there to come up with it. 10th appearance of the year for Orsini, 5th start of the year. 17 now, make it 18 innings of work. Came in at 17 2/3, got the third of an inning so far tonight. So give her 18 innings on the year. First pitch down the right field line, just foul, as Maddie Mintel, the designated hitter, tried to extend that hitting streak to 7 in a row. And tried to go oppo down the right field line, but just foul for the Catamount starting designated hitter today. .462 average for Mintel. A dozen hits, 3 for extra bases among the 26 at-bats she's taken this season. Orsini misses low, and the count's 1 ball, 1 strike. So from the hip, Orsini delivers, tapped back to the circle, fielded, throws on to first, and a 1-3 put out. Had Mintel out in front just a bit, and there's 2 away. Kellyville, New South Wales, Australia. Wearing jersey number 80, we've got an 80, an 88, a 50, and a 55 in the Tennessee lineup. And Western Carolina counters with a 66 and a 77 on the left side of their infield. Savannah Baldwin will be the batter, starting left fielder. We'll ground this one over to third. McKenna Gibson will try to take care of 2/3 of the inning, and she will. Catamounts will go in order. Only names we had to call were Orsini, Gibson, and the inning is over. One in the books, no score between the Catamounts on the year for this squad as they stand in. Bottom half of the order, Destiny Rodriguez, starting second baseman, will lead things off with Riley West on deck against Mackenzie Martin, starting pitcher for Western Carolina. In a game that was added, and not sure how many people realize how big of a deal it is for a school like Western Carolina to be able to host a team like Tennessee. Fortuitously an open date and also a road trip from Knoxville to Columbia, South Carolina. And right smack dab in the middle is old Western Carolina. That one's chopped down the third base line, but foul. Maya McPherson, the third baseman, shepherds that one into foul territory. Again, just the second time that the Vols have come across the mountain. The 3-1. 321 average for Rodriguez, who's flirted with that third baseline now twice. Lifted towards center field. Geraldine Wells going back. It's going to be off the fence. Rounding first and holding there is Rodriguez. We'll have a leadoff single off the wall in center field. 19th hit of the year.
VP, number 5, Riley West.
Riley West, as a designated hitter, will stand in. First pitch from Mackenzie Martin. This is inside for ball one. Even 400 batting average on the year. 19th game in which the California product is played. See an even 400 batting average. 20 base hits with 11 for extras. 4 doubles, a triple, and 6 home runs. 18 RBI. From the right-hand side, takes that one on the outer half for a called strike. Right back where it came from. And into center field, back-to-back base knocks. Bottom half of the lineup. Getting the Volunteers going here.
Batting in the 8th position, the first baseman, number 27, Julia Fatsoyanopoulos.
And time called as Madison Armstrong, associate head coach for the Catamounts, in her 5th season since graduating from Western Carolina, being able to coach at her all. So a pinch runner on at first base as well, as Alana Leach will run at first base. It's a Leach family tradition to play softball at Tennessee. 4 sisters, 2 twins, both on the roster this year. All started with Aubrey, the older sister, back in 2016. 2016 to 2019, Aubrey Leach on roster. Kelsey played 4 years at Tennessee Tech and then got in a grad year on Rocky Top. but Alana Leach will run now. Over at first base for Riley West. Julia Katsoinopoulos. Close enough. I'll get it before it's all said and done. Starting first baseman dribbles this one down the third baseline on the 1-2, and the count remains that way. Katsoinopoulos. Senior out of California, Mission Viejo. Blooper up and over the shortstop and into left field. And with 3 singles in the frame, the Lady Vols have loaded the bases.
Starting in the ninth position, the left fielder.
And the left fielder, Katie Taylor, will be the batter. Noonan, Georgia product, Katie Taylor, the junior. See the average there at 167 at the bottom of the lineup. Just a couple of hits among the 12 appearances so far. 22nd game in which Taylor's been in, her 5th start. Breaking ball just missing wide. Softly lined into left field, coming in as Savannah Baldwin makes the grab in fair territory, throws behind the plate. Not deep enough to allow Rodriguez to come in. It'll be a soft fly out F7 for out number 1. And we'll turn it over to the top of the order for Kiki Malloy. 18 RBI on the year. Again, comes in hitting .450 on the year. 36 hits now and 81 trips for Malloy, who flew out to center field back in the first inning. If she does it here, a chance to drive in Destiny Rodriguez from third base. Outside corner, breaking ball, missing, and the count's 1-0. And 3 consecutive singles to start the inning. The latest was blooped into left, just over the shortstop, Sydney Dirks. 1-0 inside, missing for ball 2. So 4 hits so far for Tennessee. Catamounts were able to work around a walk and a single back in the first inning. Kinsey Martin back to work. Roxanne delivers inside. Called strike. 2-1 to count. Excuse me, check swing. I think she went, and they appeal, and she did. Unable to hold up on that off speed on the outside edge. Just ever so slightly unable to check the swing. Get a good look at it here. See right there, went through. Martin's rallied back to run it even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tries to get her to chase one off the outer edge. Will not. The count's full. Nowhere to put Kiki Malloy. Has drawn 12 walks on the year. She does so here with number 13. It'll give her her 19th RBI. The 3-2 pitch from Mackenzie Martin, and it's rocketed foul left side. Tapped out in front, but foul. Bouncing in the batter's box along with Malloy. And top of the order here for the Lady Vols in the smoky gray uniforms. That recognizable Tennessee orange. 3-2 again, grounded down the third baseline. Throwing home for one, no chance at the play at first. McPherson may have had a chance to dot the bag at third for the force and then throw home for the tag. But will throw home. Reaching on the fielder's choice is Malloy. And Destiny Rodriguez retired on the 5-2 for out number 2. Yeah, the pinch runner Leach now at third. Running for Riley West. Here's the first offering. Grounded foul down the third baseline by Taylor Pannell. Struck out against Mackenzie Martin her first time up. Bases continue to be loaded for the Volunteers here in the top half of the second inning. And starting with 3 consecutive singles before a fly out to left and a fielder's choice put out at home on the force. Oh, 1 outside corner, just too tall. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Mackenzie Martin with 18 strikeouts, 14 walks on the year, and another one out in front, grounded down the third baseline. In front of these off-speed pitches from Mackenzie Martin, go-to will be the off-speed for Martin for the most part. The 1-2 chopped down the third baseline, fielded from her knees on to first in time, and the cutamounts will survive as Maya McPherson. Maya McPherson, one of the heroes of the last half inning for Western Carolina, will lead things off and takes a breaking ball inside for ball 1. 333 average on the year for McPherson. 16 hits, 5 for extras, 3 doubles, a couple of home runs, and 6 RBI. Right-handed batting third baseman. Off the inside part of the bat, will slowly roll it out to Rodriguez at second, who fields and throws on to first.
Center fielder number 21,
4 consecutive ground ball outs. 2 to third, 1 to the circle, and 1 to the second base side. And there's 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning for Geraldine Wells. Senior hitting just south of 300 as she stands in right-hand side. 292 average on the year. 14 hits, again 5 for extras. Couple of doubles and 3 home runs, 8 RBI for J.J. Wells. Three of her last 4 games for Wells, she's had multiple hits. And as the weather has warmed up, so has Geraldine Wells. Takes that one off the inner half. In Menifee, California. The 1-1. Chopped back to the circle. Fielded there, and Orsini throws on to first. Another ground out. That's 5 in a row.
Shortstop number 77.
And Sydney Dirks will try to get things going. Had a little conversation with Geraldine Wells as Orsini's had a very similar approach that Mackenzie Martin has had for Western Carolina, and it's been off speed. And Wells with great speed, but not enough to beat that one out on the previous pitch. And the first offering to Sydney Dirks is in for a called strike. Freshman hitting just below the 300 threshold at 286 on the year. 14 hits, 4 for extra bases, a couple of doubles, and a couple of home runs on the year for 77 in white. And so far, 5 ground ball outs Tessa Jewett, starting right fielder, who will also see time in the circle as arguably the Catamount ace on the staff this year. She waits in the on-deck circle if Dirks can find a way to get aboard. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball, drops in beautifully, called strike 2. Orsini on the 1-2, ground ball right side. Circling it is Rodriguez. Fields throws on to first. And 3 more ground ball outs recorded by the Lady Vols, and will stay scoreless through 2 as the Catamounts go in order in the bottom of the second. 2 innings in the books, no score. We go to the third after this. From does have 4 starts, couple of complete games in the circle for the Catamounts this year. 31 and 1/3 innings thrown with 18 strikeouts against 9 walks. And Norton will pitch to contact and let her defense do the work behind her. By design, talking with head coach Jim Cliff prior to the game, that he wanted to rotate as many arms as he could, diving up the middle, but won't get theirs. That one served through for the 5th base hit of the night. And the first off the bat of McKenna Gibson, who extends her hitting streak now to 9 consecutive games. So Gibson is aboard. And a pinch runner was Amanda Allen, sophomore out of Bamberg, South Carolina, will pinch run now.
Now running at first base for the Lady Vols.
Now running at first is Old School Dale Jr., 88. Is Amanda Allen, 5'6" sophomore, with Laura Mueller at the plate. Singled her first time up. She punched one through the left-hand side. So 1 on and nobody gone after the single by McKenna Gibson. First pitch from Norton drops in, just missing for ball 1. And Mueller, the junior out of Chapel Hill, Tennessee, transfer from Middle Tennessee. Went from Blue Raider to Lady Vol. 357 average at the start of play today with 16 hits now. 1-1 breaking ball. Just off the front edge of the plate for a called strike. So Taylor Norton back to work. 6-foot redshirt sophomore in the circle. And excuse me, check swing on a rise ball that climbed the ladder. Mueller will not go up there with her, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Popped right side, that'll get out of play. Shepherded off the diamond right side by Kennedy Stuman. Catamount first baseman, that one well off the playing surface. 23rd meeting for Western Carolina against a nationally ranked opponent. 2nd this year, 2nd of a nationally ranked team out of the SEC. Catamounts faced 10th ranked Alabama earlier this year in tournament action in a 4-1 loss to the Crimson Tide. Tennessee's number 7 rank coming into today's ball game, the 5th highest the Catamounts have played, but it's the highest that they've hosted in program history. As the number 7 Lady Vols. 3-2 on the way. Breaking ball lifted into shallow right field. Coming in is Tessa Jewett. She'll have it. The throw behind, but not in time, as again the pitch runner Allen was halfway to second on one that looked off the bat that it might drop in. But a nice play by Tessa Jewett on the F9 fly out for out number 1. And Sophia Nugent, the catcher, will be the batter. Flew out to Savannah Baldwin in left. That ended the first inning with a couple of base runners left aboard. 1 on, 1 gone. Breaking ball across for a called strike. And Talked about Nugent, 269 average at the start of play today with 8 extra base hits among 18 she's collected. 11 walks and 11 strikeouts. Works the count even now at 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Lined sharply down the third base line. That's fair. Gets to the corner. Savannah Baldwin with it. The throw back into third and safe just around the tag. So there'll be runners at second and third as Nugent, I would guess, singled down the third base line and then on the throw in went to second. Get a look at this again. The good running. Allin dots the bag at second, and then the close play just around the tag. And it heads up base running by Nugent to go ahead and take second on the play as Destiny Rodriguez, who singled to center her first time up, will be the batter. Good block behind the dish by Taylor Waitley. Keeps Allin down at third base. .333 average for the sophomore. Right-handed batting second baseman. He's had a couple of putouts in the field so far. A couple of assists. 1-0 in there for a called strike. Destiny Rodriguez, sophomore out of Live Oak, Texas. 1-1, grounded over towards third. Good play there, made by McPherson at the hot corner. We'll throw on to first for the 5-3 ground out of Destiny Rodriguez for out number 2.
The DP, number 5.
Went down to a knee, was able to make the catch and then turn and check the runner to make sure that Allin was not going to go down the line. And Riley West will be the batter. Single to center. Average climbing to 412. So 2 on and 2 gone here. And the Tennessee top of the third inning. And an outstanding crowd on hand here. Very few empty seats available. And I'm sure we'll get a look at Hammock Hill before the day's through. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike. Taking advantage of the mountainous terrain for the outfield. Looking in. And Amanda Allin running for McKenna Gibson, who opened up the inning with a single up the middle. Here's the 0-1 to Riley West, outside just missing. West, Gibson, Malloy, and Zeta Pooney were 4 volunteers that played last time the Tennessee came to Cullowhee. West was 0 for 1 with a strikeout in that first meeting. Takes that on a check swing. And the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And single to first time up. Left foot outside will draw it in as the 1-2 is delivered. See if they work the ball outside, and they do. And it's a line drive hit on a caught by Lily Bell, but throws on to first in time. Good defense. Will be the batter for Western Carolina. Local product out of nearby Silva. Played her high school ball at Smoky Mountain High, the sophomore. Trying to break out of a bit of a slump, and will ground this one on the first pitch to Destiny Rodriguez, who throws across 4-3. And that little mini slump here right in front of conference play will continue for Kennedy Stuman. And Taylor Waitley will be the batter. Sophomore out of Laurinburg. And first pitch swinging. And Charlie Orsini will try to get out of the inning with just 3 pitches. And he'll have to throw at least 1 more as the called strike to Taylor Waitley, the Catamount catcher. And 2 pitches, 2 outs. Third pitch was called strike 1. And the right-handed batting catcher, Whately. Number 9 batter in the lineup for the Catamounts, 241 average on the year. 7 hits with a double and grounds this one slowly out towards Mueller. Fields throws on to first, and it'll be a 4-pitch inning for Orsini. Defense doing the job for both squads behind their starting runner-up finishes in 07-13. A highly successful career. This one bunted out in front. Whately, Fields throws, and it's going to be dropped down at the bag at first. Off the tip of the glove for Stuman. That is a very close play on a bunt that was perfectly placed out in front. Get another look at this on the throw down. Again, I think a good throw and a catch gets her. But the ball was not held on to. A low throw, but hit the glove of Stuman. First pitch in there for a called strike to Katie Taylor, the starting left fielder. And from that view, again, watching it from the naked eye, I think a little bit of bang-bang play for sure. Fouled back to the right side and out of play. But I think a good throw, had Stuman made the catch on it, would have been an out over at first base. Instead, it's 0-2 now with a runner aboard. On the first miscue of the day for Western Carolina defensively, and it comes on a throw to first from a bunt attempt right out in front. Taylor Norton rocks on the 0-2, delivers. That one hit well to the left field side. That one back to the warning track and making the grab is Savannah Baldwin. Tracked it all the way. Taylor gave it a ride. And the ball yard holds it. There's a noisy first out. And an outstanding job right off the bat by Baldwin. Just like you teach, first step was a drop step back. Probably made it a little less tricky the fact that the sun now is ducked behind the mountains here in western North Carolina, so a lot of the shadows are gone. As the first offering to Kiki Malloy misses down and in for ball one. That one, maybe an inning ago, would have come through sunlight, through shadow, and a little more difficult out and left. 1-0 breaking ball, throw behind down to the bag at first. Whately trying to catch the runner off the bag, but good block by Stuman on a low throw. The 2-0 to Malloy, outside corner, but not going to get the call out there. The count goes to 3 balls, no strikes. Malloy 0 for 2 so far today. Flew out to center field, reached on a fielder's choice back in the second on the throw home. And the bases loaded. The Catamounts wisely took the force at home plate to keep the game scoreless. Down and in and on 4 straight. Will issue the walk to Kiki Malloy.
Right fielder number 3.
There were 3 teams that played games on their home field before they did, as they hosted 4-team tournament. Lined into left, will drop in for a base hit. Savannah Baldwin comes up. They're going to send the runner home to throw to the plate. The tag, and she is out. Well, they're going to call interference, and the run will score. The tag was applied in time. So Pano with the RBI single, as it were. And Kiki Malloy is at third now, and a run home for the Volunteers here. Taking advantage of a walk, an error or walk in a single here in the inning. And then an HBP on the first pitch to McKenna Gibson.
Shortstop number 2, Laura Mueller.
And now the bases are full of Volunteers. Was a great throw by Baldwin, delivering the strike to home, and a good tag by Whately. That would have been an out had it not been an interference call immediately made by our home plate umpire. And now Norton nowhere to put Laura Mueller. 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a fly out to right. For the Lady Vols starting shortstop. Loy at third. Panel with the RBI single. Now at second with the HBP to McKenna Gibson, who's on at first. And the 1-0 is in for a called strike. No hesitation by Karen Weekly to send the runner around third on that line into left field. The 1-1 on the way. Popped up left side. Savannah Baldwin will go all the way back. Tagging is Malloy. The catch made at the track. Looking to advance. The throw to third. And now it'll be a double play on the flow. They're going to say safe. Thought she initially ruled out, but I think was calling the catch in the outfield as the out. And I'm not sure how, unless McPherson just missed the tag.
Catcher number 7.
Malloy will score on the sac fly by Mueller. Panel advances on the play as both runners go up one base, as McKenna Gibson now at second. It is out number 2 here in the inning, but a second run home for the Vols. And another strike delivered by Savannah Baldwin in left, and another close play that, and I'm not sure from where our vantage was, it looked like it was an easy play as the 1-0's in for a called strike, unless the swipe tag just missed on the race to the bag. But heads up base running again by the Lady Vols to put 2 runners in scoring position, now with 2 outs. Oh, the breaking out ball outside runs the count to 2-1. And 2 close plays, 1 an interference call. This one's skied left side. McPherson, does she have room in foul ground? She does, and will make the grab there, and that'll end the inning. Off the bat of Sophia Nugent. For the Vols, get a look at what she's done this year. 1.25 ERA, part of a staff that's third in the NCAA with a 1.21 collective ERA on the year. Other changes, Taylor Panel lifted out in right field, so we have a new right fielder. It's Katie Taylor, who started the game in left. And Gabby Leach goes into left field. That was vacated by Katie Taylor. So new corners on the outfield as this one's lined off the glove of Mueller, and Lily Bell will reach on one that was diving away. And an infield single for Lily Bell, I would imagine.
The DP number 14.
It was a low liner that just nearly was caught by Mueller, but it was a low liner that was tailing away. And Lily Bell's aboard to extend a now 12-game hit streak. Outside corner called strike to Maddie Mintel. So a rude greeting for, again, this one a low liner, having to lay out for it. Showing bunt that time, and bouncing it off the back screen was Maddie Mintel, who grounded back to the circle her first time up. So Bell now will extend her hitting streak to 12. Maddie Mintel at the plate. High rise ball, swung on and missed. Mintel down on strikes.
Left fielder number
First strikeout
Savannah
for Gottschall, preseason All-SEC performer, who 9-2 record on the year, making her 14th appearance. Just her 5th in relief, 9 starts. Goes with a fastball against Savannah Baldwin. 61 2/3 innings so far coming in, now 62 total. 79 strikeouts, give her 80 with 13 walks. Throws that one around the eyeballs, a swing and a miss. Likes the high ones, does Savannah Baldwin, can't connect. Rise ball that started upper edge of the strike zone and continued to go up, traveling north. Now the 0-2, breaking ball, swung on and missed, and on 3 straight, Savannah Baldwin is retired. Back-to-back strikeouts, and there's 2 away for Maya McPherson.
66, Maya McPherson.
And another one that just started to rise up. 2 outs, now foul tip by McPherson, swung on. Since the infield single by Lily Bell, nothing but strikes thrown. 0-1, Bell takes off for second. The throw down is going to skip into center field. She's going to try to go for 2. The throw down to third, and she is going to be safe. Lily Bell with a stolen base. And then the error will move her down to third. So a stolen base, and I'm assuming the throwing error on the catcher on the one that was offline. And Bell popped tall and was able to get in just in front of the tag. Lily Bell fired up. But McPherson, who offered at the pitch to try and protect the runner as Bell took off late, is in the hole 0-2. Base knock to bring the Catamounts back within a run. Instant offense, Lily Bell. Lays off the rise ball that time, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. First one out of the strike zone for Peyton Gottschall. McPherson grounded out 4-3 her first time up, the 1-2, and Gottschall will strike out the side and will strand the Catamount runner in the form of Lily Bell over at third base. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. We're through 4. The Vols out in front by a pair. 2. Catamounts threatened there in the bottom of the 4th inning after the Lady Vols put 2 across in the top of the frame. Lily Bell, though, was stranded at third base as Taylor Norton goes back to work and paints that breaking ball in the outer half to make it 1 ball, 1 strike. Destiny Rodriguez 1 for 2 today with a single and a 5-3 ground out. Norton on in relief. That one grounded down the third base line, but foul. See the average up to 328 for the sophomore. Quick offensive huddle with the 1-2 forthcoming. Top of the 5th inning, 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error so far for the Lady Vols. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error for Western Carolina. Catamounts have stranded 9 base runners for Tennessee so far through the first 4 innings. This one skied out towards center field. That one carrying to the warning track to the wall, and it's a solo home run to straightaway center field for Destiny Rodriguez. So Destiny Rodriguez with her 5th round tripper of the year and RBI number 13. And it's now 3-0 in favor of Tennessee. Well, whatever Coach Weekly had to say in the quick offensive huddle down the third baseline worked. Riley West scheduled to be the batter. And she hits this one out towards the gap in left center field, to the warning track, to the wall, and that one is back-to-back gone. That one will climb the mountain as Riley West has her 2nd hit of the game. That's back-to-back round trippers, and on 2 swings, the Lady Vols have doubled their lead here. And the Top of the 5th inning, Catamounts immediately making a change. Just hung a little bit of a breaking ball, and now Lady Vols will celebrate the home run. Cash money. As Riley West gives the Vols back-to-back home runs. Catamounts will take the right fielder, Tessa Jewett. This one runs buzz the tower a bit. Pattern is full. 58 innings worked on the year for Tessa Jewett, and that one's fouled heavy back towards beautiful Cullowhee Creek that skirts the right side of the ball yard. 52 strikeouts against 22 walks on the year for Tessa Jewett. Coming off a strong week for Western Carolina, was in consideration for SoCon Pitcher of the Week. Out in front, that one hit to the left field side. Coming in, a Savannah Baldwin, and foul ground. Can't get there. Tried to scoop it, but a noisy strike down the left field line. And an 0-2 pitch forthcoming. And Taylor Norton had worked around a couple of jams. She had stranded 4 base runners despite the 2 runs scoring. So had done the job, but bottom half of this lineup that has provided much of the offense today with the 9 hits on the board. And here's the 0-2. Ground ball headed for the middle. Lily Bell scoops, throws on to first in time. What a throw by the freshman. That's one of those you write in the scorebook at 4-3, but it doesn't do it justice. It's a 4-3 HP for heck of a play. Going up the middle by Lily Bell. And there's one away here in the 2-run top of the 5th inning for Tennessee. And Katie Taylor, who has flown out to Savannah Baldwin and left twice so far, will be the batter. This time bunts it out in front. Picking it up as Jewett throws on to Bell, but she's going to be safe and in for a bunt single. Nicely done by Katie Taylor. Great speed out of the base path, or out of the batter's box down the base path. Deadens it out in front. Jewett got to it quickly. Everything happens so fast in softball, though. I almost feel with the athletes of today, we could take the bases back about 3 or 4 feet and extend everything a little bit wider. The athletes today can just make outstanding plays. Top of the order, Kiki Malloy reached on a walk, scored one of the 2 runs back in the 4th inning. 0 for 2 officially. Takes that one down and in for a called strike. First time she's going to face Tessa Jewett. Average has dipped to 439. If you can say your average has dipped to 439, you must be doing something right. Especially 26, 27 games into the year. That one's flown down the right field side and will just get out of play on a foul ball. And the new right fielder, Becca Wansick. So Jewett out in front now. 1 ball, 2 strike. Good battle with Kiki Malloy, who smacks this one down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is a 2-run home run. 17-game hitting streak now for Kiki Malloy, and a 3rd home run here in the inning. 2 RBI attached as Kiki Malloy scores for the 2nd time. It's now 6-0 in favor of the visiting Volunteers.
Left fielder number 55, Gabby Leach.
17 straight games that Kiki Malloy has a base hit. She'll get the home run hat. Had to pick up all the money a moment ago. It's the 3rd time they've had to break out the cash in that Lady Vols dugout here. As Taylor Panel will be the batter. Or excuse me, it's be the place that was Taylor Panel. It's actually Gabby Leach. Leach was a defensive replacement. Her first trip to the batter's box. Count evens, a ball and a strike. .214 average on the year for Gabby Leach. Again, part of the Leach family that has sent 4 daughters to Rocky Top. Saw her twin sister Elena earlier in a pinch run situation. Leach 3 for 14 with a double this year. Goes after one that moved off the outer edge. 2-2 the count. A little movement to that one for Tessa Jewett. Breaking ball out in front. I would guess that the Woodlands, Texas is tuned into ESPN Plus tonight. So we'll say howdy. Talk about a big swing and a miss by Gabby. Comes up empty. And a strikeout for Tessa Jewett. Good rally back for Jewett after giving up the 2-run home run to Kiki Malloy. And again, as Malloy hit her 9th home run of the year. And as RBIs 19 and 20 for Kiki Malloy. So again, Jewett in good company. 9 home runs on the year. Breaking ball in the outer half, called a strike. Then we mentioned Western Carolina in the path of Tennessee on the way to South Carolina. As a road-heavy portion of the schedule, out South Carolina, at Auburn, at Mississippi State, a couple of home, a matchup with Memphis, and of course the series with the Bulldogs at home on the upcoming Lady Vols schedule. As McKenna Gibson extended her hitting streak to 9 games with that single back in the 3rd inning. And now taps back to the circle, fielded by Jewett. Nice play by Tessa Jewett. And we'll get out of the inning with just the 4 runs of Ngotchel as Jackie Kirkpatrick, sophomore out of Moore, Oklahoma, will get some time behind the dish. First pitch will be a called strike as she works against Geraldine Wells, starting center fielder for Western Carolina, who tapped back to the circle in her first trip back in the 2nd inning. 0-1, rise ball, big swing and a miss. Gotchel has been filling the strike zone for sure since coming in, after giving up the infield single to Lily Bell. Struck out the side with Mintel, Baldwin, and McPherson in the 0-2. Wells lays off, the upperclassman for the Catamounts. And talked about the Menifee, California product. The 1-2 on the way, fouled back. And we talked about Geraldine Wells with multiple hit games in 3 of her last 4 outings. We'll try to get aboard here to start this home half of the 5th inning. 1-2 on the way, breaking ball outside and low. And the count evens up now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that one will run up and hit Wells, but it'll catch her. I thought it hit her. She thought it was going to be called a foul ball to keep her at the plate. And I think that's what Karen Weekly is going to come out to argue.
Number 77, Sydney First.
And you can see she's flexing that hand. Catamounts will open up their Southern Conference schedule this weekend. They'll travel to Greenville, South Carolina, take on the Furman Paladins. And a doubleheader action in the Queen City against Queens University coming up in the midweek. And talk about road-heavy portion of their schedule coming up. Just the 3-game set against the Mercer Bears in conference play. Foul tip. The big swing by Sydney Dirks. So Wells gives Western Carolina their 2nd base runner. Dirks, a 4-3 ground out, was taken by Destiny Rodriguez her first time up. And is now in the hole 0-2 as that one clipped the outside edge. Oh, 2, rise ball upstairs. Dirks will not climb the ladder. And the freshman out of Mocksville, 3 for her last 9 coming into the game today, so 3 for her last 10 on the year. And as the count went even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just south of 300 on the year for Sydney Dirks, but again came in hitting just above 300 in her last couple of ball games during this 3-game hit streak. Break even. Just missing down and in. The count goes full, 3-2. Get a 2 spot in the top of the 4th and a 4 spot in the top of the 5th, giving the Lady Vols the 6-0 lead. That one will just be spoiled by Dirks, who will foul off the off speed. (3-2) dribbled out towards Rodriguez, who will throw across, and it'll take care of Sydney Dirks. Geraldine Wells was able to avoid the ball and the tag in the middle of the diamond. Dirks, another 4-3 ground out, will successfully move the runner up to second base. And Tessa Jewett, now the pitcher, who started the game in right field, will be the batter. And an opportunity to help her own cause now. Started the game with a .323 batting average. (10 for 31). Pops this one to the right field side. Underneath it is Katie Taylor coming in. Taylor, who started the game in left, now in right, makes the play there to take care of Tessa Jewett, who started the game in right and is now pitching. So there's 2 away now for Kennedy Stuman, another local product. Talking about local products, you would think the Western North Carolina crowd would love to see Carlin Pickens, 2-time SEC Pitcher of the Week, the Weaverville, North Carolina native, just north of Asheville. I believe the only North Carolinian on the Tennessee roster that spans the country and the globe. Talk about Orsini from Australia, Texas and Oklahoma, California, all hotbeds for softball. Outside wide, but called strike. So clipping the outside edge, and the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning for Western Carolina. Gottschall takes it outside, and Kennedy Stuman chases it. 4th strikeout since coming on in relief, and the Catamounts will strand the base runner. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. We're through 5. The lead is 6. It's the Lady Vols. The program, Tim Kraft. 11 years down at Gardner-Webb, replacing Justin Gray, who led the Catamounts to a 22-win season and then filled the vacancy down at Coastal Carolina. I want to say Coach Kraft delivered a strike. It was a little rainbow, but I think it came through the strike zone for Coach Kraft. Tessa Jewett's fallen behind now 3-0 to Laura Mueller. And she'll draw a 4-pitch walk to start the top of the 6th inning. First free pass issued by Tessa Jewett since coming on in relief. 3rd arm used by Western Carolina.
50, Jackie Kirkpatrick.
Junior out of Berea, Kentucky. Throw down, the tag applied, and they got her. What a throw by Taylor Waitley. And what a fire plug is Lily Bell. Fired up after that one. Pitch to the plate. In for a called strike. The throw down, another strike. Swiping tag. And Laura Mueller caught stealing for out number 1. So 2-4 caught stealing. 0-1 lifted foul right side. So no balls and 2 strikes to Sophia Nugent, the position for Sophia Nugent, again replaced by Jackie Kirkpatrick, the catcher. Breaking ball, just missing. So a 1-2 pitch on the way now to Kirkpatrick. Dribbles back to the circle, taken there by Tessa Jewett.
Second baseman number 34.
And there's out number 2 when coupled with the third runner thrown out on the year by Taylor Waitley. And Destiny Rodriguez will be the batter. First pitch from Tessa Jewett misses wide for ball 1. Solid day so far for Destiny Rodriguez has enjoyed her trip over the mountain. 2 for 3 with a single and a home run. And ahead in the count now, 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 on the way. Lifted to right field. That'll send Wansick back, and she'll make the catch on the run. Becca Wansick able to track it down, and the Catamounts will find their first 1-2-3 innings today. Geraldine Wells was hit by a pitch back in the 5th, and of course Lily Bell with the infield single in the 4th inning. And Peyton Gottschall has been all around the strike zone pretty much all night. Starts off Taylor Waitley with ball 1. That one rolls in off the inside edge, called strike. How many times do you have a player make a play in the field and they come in and it's their turn to bat? Waitley with her 3rd caught stealing of the year to kind of help minimize and keep it to the minimum there in the top of the frame. Breaking ball outside edge, called strike 2. Good looking pitch by Gottschall. And we talked about Peyton Gottschall coming in with a 1.25 ERA on the year. In her 14th appearance, a 9-2 record. Ball and 2 strikes. Rise ball, won't chase it, and the count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes. '83 strikeouts on the year. That includes the 4 so far today for Peyton Gottschall. The 2-2 upstairs will lay off again. Good eye by Taylor Waitley. Always would imagine the opposition's backstop would have a good view of the plate. 3-2. Off the handle, golfed into left. It'll drop in for a base hit. Taylor Waitley with a leadoff single for Western Carolina. And top of the order, Lily Bell, who has been an offensive fire plug in her own right. Now we'll see Catamounts may pinch run for Waitley at first. A lot of times it's Reagan Janney, and the freshman out of Marietta, Georgia, will be the pinch runner. A lot of times it'll be Reagan Janney who pinch run. Sometimes Catamounts will go with Natalie Henry. And you got to think, Natalie Henry, preseason All-Southern Conference, the junior out of Lexington, Kentucky, has been in and out of the lineup, but has been a team player all the way through it. As Lily Bell tries to lay down the bunt, 3rd baseline, fielding at 3rd and throw to 1st, and not in time. Lily Bell with her 2nd base hit, another multi-hit game. Perfectly placed up the 3rd baseline. Another look at this one. Again, it hugs the line. And McKenna Gibson with an outstanding play coming in. Just outstanding speed down the line, even for a right-hander. Now, left-handers, you see that all the time in softball. They kind of got a leg up. But back-to-back singles to start the inning now. And the Catamounts with 3 hits on the board, threatening for the first time in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bunt attempt by Maddie Mintel. Will throw across. It'll be the 1-4 sacrifice. And we'll move 2 runners up into scoring position. Nicely done.
Left fielder number 12, Savannah Baldwin.
Talked about Lily Bell with 12-game hitting streak. Among those now, 7 consecutive that are multi-hit games. Infield pulled in. We'll have a quick conversation here as head coach Karen Weekly. Over 1,000 wins during her tenure on Rocky at the well of a job. Regular season champion right out of the gates on the first-year program. And still a school record in wins with, 41, I believe. Jim Clift has a 33-win season under his belt. Big swing and a miss by Savannah Baldwin. Baldwin went 0 for 2 against the Lady Vols back in 22. 0 for 2 to start the day today with a ground out to third and a strikeout. And she reaches for that one on the 0-1. Karen Weekly's pep talk in the circle coming through right now. 2 on, 1 gone. Bottom of the 6th inning. Catamounts trying to fight back here after giving up 6 runs between the 4th and 5th innings. Peyton Gottschall on the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Rise ball. And there's the second out. 5th strikeout in relief. And Maya McPherson will be the batter. 0 for 2 start to her day with a 4-3 ground out and a strikeout. Catamounts looking to find some green grass. Gotta bring in a couple of runs. Outside, called strike 1. Beautiful pitch. Right on the edge. And the Lancaster, California native from the left coast coming east to play her college softball here in Cullowhee. The 0-1, big swing and a miss on an off speed. And Peyton Gottschall bearing down here with 2 on and 2 gone. Quickly ahead of McPherson. That one fouled straight back, right on it, but fouls it back. I mentioned over 700 officially packed to the gills here in Cullowhee. The 0-2, outside, framed, but not going to get the call. Kirkpatrick did a great job of framing that one right on the edge, and she does confirm, looking at her. Looked over to the dugout and said, yeah, it was a little bit outside. Confirming that with the coaching staff. And the first base coach's box. The 1-2, fouled back again. Catamounts down 6-0, trying to mount some offense here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rocks delivers, fouled off again. That one will be a creek ball. Creek that skirts the right side of the ball yard here in beautiful Cullowhee, North Carolina. Second trip for the Lady Vols across the mountain. Again, huge for this Western Carolina program to have Tennessee come to play in their home ballpark. The 1-2, rise ball, chased it up there, but fouls it off, hacked at it. And a good AB here for Maya McPherson. Came in just above the 300 threshold at 333 on the year. 5 extra base hits with 3 doubles and a couple of home runs. McPherson has a 3-game hit streak in jeopardy now with the 1-2. And will chase one high and outside, and 6 strikeout in relief. And the Catamounts will strand a couple of runners. First 2 reach on an infield single.
In the bottom of the 6th,
Bunt by Lily. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Lady Vols out in front by a count of 6-0. Tessa Jewett back to the circle for Western Carolina. And will square off against Riley West to lead things off. Extended her hitting streak back in the 2nd inning with a single to center field. She's also homered on back-to-back round trippers by the Lady Vols, part of a 3-run home run in the 5th inning. That has definitely been the difference so far, as that one's rocketed foul right side. Tessa Jewett quickly ahead now. 0-2. Average up to .415 for the senior. .02 outside corner and won't get the call. Just off the outer edge, maybe a little bit north and south. And a trip to the Palmetto State this weekend. For both of these squads, Catamounts will head to Greenville, South Carolina to take on the Furman Paladins. Open up Southern Conference play. SEC play continues for Tennessee in Columbia. It's the South Carolina Gamecocks. The 2-2 on the way. Missing down and in. The count now goes to 3-2. So rallying all the way back from an 0-2 hole is Riley West, who's been aboard 2 of the 3 times. A 3-2 from Jewett. Ran it upstairs. Popped up right side. Kennedy Stuman from her position at first, over to make the catch. And foul territory for out number 1. Again, the big inning was a 4-run 5th for Tennessee, where they hit back-to-back home runs by Rodriguez and West. And then Kiki Malloy had a 2-run homer to account for the 4 runs in the frame. 6 runs on 11 hits. Catamounts have been held scoreless with 3 base knocks, 3 singles. Julia Katsoyanopoulos reached on an error, scored back in the 4th inning, part of the 2-run 4th for Tennessee. Singled into left back in the 2nd inning. Officially 1 for 3 on the day, and works the count to 2 balls and a strike. That one missing low, and the count's now 3 balls and a strike. And by design, Catamounts plan to run their 3 main arms to the circle tonight, not wanting to tax anyone going into the conference opening weekend. Popped up right side. Kennedy Stuman will shepherd that one off the diamond right side. So the full count pitch coming up. Line down the left field line, but foul. Dropping just about 2 feet outside the line down the left field side. Was flirting with extra bases. Three-two. Inside, called strike 3. Tessa Jewett will pick up her 2nd strikeout, her first one looking. And there's out number 2. So with the bases empty and 2 outs here at the top of the 7th inning, Karen Weekly will go to the bench again. Gray Tennessee sophomore Cameron Sarvis, Tennessee Volunteers game in Cullowhee. .364 average on the year for Sarvis, which will grow a little more with her 5th base hit and her 12th attempt. 5 of 12 with a double and 3 RBI and a 2-out base knock here and a pinch hit variety.
Center fielder number 9, Kiki Malloy.
And she'll be lifted for a pinch runner as Katie Taylor will come back in now to run. Taylor was 1 for 3. A couple of flyouts to left and a bunt single. Started in left, now in right. Katie Taylor now back at first base, running for Cameron Sarvis. Top of the order, Kiki Malloy. Lifted out towards right field. Charging it is Becca Wansick, and a basket catch there to end the inning. Nicely done in right field by Becca Wansick, half of the 7th inning. And the senior Geraldine Wells will lead things off. As again, on in relief, looking to close this thing down is Peyton Gottschall. Preseason All-SEC graduate student. Started her college career at Bowling Green. She's come on and struck out 6 so far. Big swing and a miss on the 0-1. Geraldine Wells in the hole. Hit by a pitcher last time up to reach base. Catamounts have stranded 4 on the base pass tonight. Tennessee has left a small army. 10 have been left on base. A tribute to the Catamount defense. Could be, again, 6-0, but stranded 10 base runners. And this is just a tremendous opportunity for Western Carolina. Second nationally ranked team. They battled 10th ranked Alabama to a 4-1 decision in tournament action. The 1-2, Wells, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7. And there's out number 1. And the Catamounts now will start to pinch it as KJ Emmons, the redshirt freshman, another Silver native, to get on a look at this fastball. Swung on and missed. So KJ Emmons, again, the Silver product, again, just up the road. Some kind of strikeout record, I'm assuming, based on the reaction. And now Karen Weekly came out and asked for the softball on the strikeout. 7 strikeouts. That is a career milestone. Checking on that. A 1,000 career strikeouts for Peyton Gottschall. Definitely worth stopping the game for, that's for sure. That's a milestone that hard to get to. 235 average on the year for Ammons, who fouls off the 0-1 right side. And in the hole now 0-2. 4 hits and 17 trips for the Silva product. Does have 1 RBI. One of her 4 hits has gone for extra bases with a double. So we say congratulations to Peyton Gottschall. She'll have a softball from the game to commemorate that. It was the one that she used to get her 1,000th career strikeout. And started her college career at Bowling Green. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gottschall rocks, delivers upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes, goes even to 2-2. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk for Ammons. Just her 12th game played. Does have 4 starts for the redshirt freshman. He'll take that one up and away for ball 3. Has worked the count full, and it's the way to do it in the pinch hit roll. Get your money's worth. Ammons has worked the count to 3-2. Gottschall rocks, delivers, 3-2 offering. Strikeout 1001 as she picks up her 8th K of the day. And now pinch hitting for Western Carolina is the preseason All-Southern Conference selection, Natalie Henry.
Number 8, Natalie Henry.
Pinch hitting for Tessa Jewett. And Henry, one of the 5 Catamounts that played against the Lady Vols last time they visited Cullowhee back in 22. Swings and misses at the first offering. 14th game that Henry has played, does have 9 starts on the year, 154 batting average. 4 hits and 26 trips. Does have a double on the year. The 0-1 with 2 outs. Nice ball up and outside for an even 1 ball, 1 strike count. And both teams head to the Palmetto State this weekend in conference play. The 1-1 outside, called strike 2. Upstairs, Henry lays off. And one of the toughest things, I think, in all of sports to do is be a pinch hitter late in the ball game when you've been sitting for, in this case, 6 2/3 innings. And then you're asked to go up and make a play. 2-2, just missing inside. And the count will again go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 9 on the day for Peyton Gottschall. And she will pick up the win in relief. Win number 10 on the year as the Lady Vols extend the nation's longest winning streak.
Yeah, yeah, huh, yeah, yo, let's talk about change and the progress we make in the journey of life. It's the path we take from the old to the new. We're ever evolving in the cycle of growth. We keep revolving. Change can be daunting, it can make us afraid, but it's also the fuel for the progress we made. Through the twists and turns, we learn to adapt and embrace the changes without looking back. Change and progress, they go hand in hand in the journey of life, where we make our stand. With every step forward, we leave the past behind in the pursuit of progress in the depths of our mind. From the inventions of old to the technologies of today, we're constantly innovating in every single way. From the streets we walk to the skies we soar, progress is the engine that drives us more. But progress isn't always linear, it's a winding road with ups and downs and unexpected loads. Yet through perseverance and determination strong, we push through the challenges where we belong. Change and progress, they go hand in hand in the journey of life, where we make our stand. With every step forward, we leave the past behind in the pursuit of progress in the depths of our mind. So as we embrace change and strive for progress, let's remember the journey and all that we possess. For in the dance of change and the song of progress, we'll find our purpose and our hearts will digress. Yeah, in the melody of life, let's keep moving on. In the pursuits of progress, where we belong. For in the journey of change and the path we trod, we'll find our way forward to the promise of God.